Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is
Test.
Doyle checking in on mic 1. Na DJ Doyle 99.9 money. A test like that.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I thought you were going with wedding bells. Dun, dun, dun,
No.
Dun,
Oh yeah, that's next year, later in the year.
Welcome everyone to the Eastern Ontario Adventures podcast. It is your boy B Dizzle and T Sizzle. This is the radio. Oh God,
It's been a long day.
we're so bad at that.
We're still getting our groove.
Introduction. We've got
We
a very
change it every
special,
time. That's why.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
got to introduce the show at the beginning.
I like the song from the 2 or 3 podcasts ago.
Oh God,
Uh,
so bad.
waiting for the music video.
Oh yeah. Music video comes out in 2026.
Sick.
We'll drop that 30-second once everyone's attention span goes back up to 30 seconds.
From the 5 it is now to maybe 10. No, never. It's just gonna get shorter, man.
And we're joined with a special guest here. We've got Forrest the dog.
Yeah.
Say hi, Forrest.
Don't eat the
Okay.
muff.
Okay, that's enough. He likes it.
He loves it.
Yeah, you got to get him like a squeaky toy that's just like a
microphone
foam ball,
muff.
I guess.
He's looking at it really attentively, though. Like
I know. Maybe it's because it's red.
maybe, I don't know.
I think he
he's
thinks it's a
locked in,
ball, man.
He's locked in.
He definitely thinks it's a ball.
Yeah, well, he'll be a good boy.
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe he'll bring it back if I like drop it or throw it.
Probably not.
Oh, is he a dog where
Oh, he
it's
brings
like-
it back.
he's
You-
like,
if
"This
you
is
throw
mine
it,
now."
He'll grab it and he'll bring it back to you for
This is
sure.
my
I just don't know. It's
microphone.
a small.
Because
fits in
we
his
could set
mouth.
up a microphone for you, homie, and you could just sit there licking it.
Yeah. Some ASMR noise.
He's looking
in
at me
the
right in the
background of
eyes.
the podcast.
He's gonna start crying again, probably. So, folks, we recorded an episode last week.
Sure
The
did.
best episode that anyone has ever, probably the best podcast in the history of all podcasts. Better than Joe Rogan, better than
Bobby Altoff.
Than I can't think of anyone else who does.
Bobby
podcasts.
Altoff.
Never heard of him.
It's a girl.
Okay. Oh, that.
She went
oh,
from
the,
like 10
the
podcast listeners
cringy
all of a
person.
sudden to millions because
can't
of her
stand-
Drake interview.
I cannot stand. Yeah, I can't.
It's a
stand
weird phenomena how things work, man. Literally, we should get like Bob Suzuki or Bob Azumi. Bob Suzuki. That's not a fishing dude. I'm talking about Bob Azumi, man.
Just do like the rudest,
Get a
most
Bob
cringe
Azumi
interview
guest.
ever, and it's supposed to be like satire.
And be like sassy and just be sassy to Bob Azumi, and then maybe we'll blow up.
Well, we should get that Ryan Pizzacala guy on here. He's a big deal, I hear. He's too busy though. I know he's been bugging me to do one, but it's like
Well,
we're already
counted,
doing
we're
so
like
many
8
different
in.
things, man. I mean,
We've already
dude,
done so many.
4:30, 5 o'clock, man, at Tyler's house. We'll pull up a chair. You know, get a 3-person pod going. That's my goal personally.
It's coming, man. We got to do it sometime soon. Everyone keeps
Never,
saying they're
probably.
busy, but I mean, we able to make it happen.
Yeah, this is a scheduled. It's on my calendar now. We're
But
gonna
as
do
Doyle
this.
was saying, folks, last week we got together and recorded an excellent hours-long podcast, and in the end, I don't know what happened. But
I don't
it
know what
did
happened
not,
either.
Honestly,
But
nothing makes sense.
so-
it did not record, folks.
So I looked down at the Zoom recorder that we use, a Zoom PodTrack P4, and it's like, oh yeah, it's not recording. Hey, this isn't a toy. I looked down to stop the recording, and it said that it wasn't recording.
The file wasn't there when we checked on my computer
And then we checked, but there was no files on it
for any
but,
of the mics.
but there were folders.
yeah.
The recorder had created the folder somehow,
Yeah.
and it wouldn't have done that without recording
Nope.
something, which
That's
didn't
it.
make
It's an
sense.
anomaly, man. And then when you just turned it on right now.
So I turned it on right now. It said it had 5 hours and 7 minutes left of record time.
Yeah.
So I formatted the SD card that was supposedly empty,
Yeah.
And then when I formatted the SD card, it resets to like the full capacity of 6 hours 16 minutes,
Which was the equivalent of the time we recorded the podcast. So
Yeah.
we don't have any idea.
so it
it's like
recorded
ghost
something,
files.
and then the
Oh.
files were disappeared. At
Yeah.
some like
Hidden files. AI. Things are going to explode
AI.
soon.
Wait,
It's
what?
AI. It's ChatGPT's fault.
Yeah. So, anyways, to recap from last week on the best podcast you ever never heard, we
God, how
talked
do you even
about
recap,
Spartan
bro?
races, and well, just in case people have questions later,
Yeah. We're going to.
we can recap it for them.
Okay.
We talked about Spartan races. We talked about Tyler's crazy long weekend of fishing.
Yeah.
Fished 2 days. Put out some video. One video's out now. You should go check it out.
Other one's half done.
It's called
coming.
Tyler's Badass Bass Fishing. Is that what it's called?
No,
Oh,
but close enough.
it's
why I don't
called
get views on
Money
my
on the
videos.
Drop Shot.
There was a couple nice
Tyler
ones.
catches his 6th PB of the year. No, that's the
coming up.
upcoming
That's
one.
the next one. Yeah.
That's the one coming up.
All
although some of them
business
were
in the
good in that one.
backwoods.
And I was watching that video, taking like mental notes of where you were on the lake, and I was like, no way you caught a smallie right there. No way
Yeah.
you caught a smallie
Dude,
right
that
there.
one dock that was in the water on the rock wall, just
Yeah,
whoop,
with the rope
whoop,
swing.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, man. I guess maybe because so many people are like swinging on the rope, and
I
you
don't
were
know.
there early in the morning. I typically will fish it later. That
Yeah.
maybe all the fish are just like pushed up right there, and,
And
you know,
I
there's
went-
weeds,
I
and
went
there's like
early
a
in the
very
weekend too,
specific.
man.
There's a very specific drop there
Yeah.
as well.
They could
So-
get pressured pretty hard on a long weekend, though. That's why
And-
going early is key.
Yeah, and it was like the first really cold morning probably in a while.
Wow,
I
you
think.
saw the fog in the video,
Yeah.
eh? Yeah, that doesn't happen unless it's cold as hell overnight. Yeah.
So
I was wearing a hoodie in the morning for sure, and then took it off eventually. But
yeah, when it gets to 35 degrees,
well, and it did go to
for some-
30 that day
for some reason.
Stupid.
Yeah. Today it was a nice cool 11 in the morning. It's a nice cool 16 or whatever.
Not even, I would say.
That's like the
It's
perfect
like 12 today.
perfect temperature for stuff. Hopefully the geese will be
Yeah.
moving in. We
It's
got
that
3
cozy up with your girl by the fire weather.
Yeah.
And if you don't got a girl, grab your dog. And if you don't got a dog, I can't help you, man. Hit up Craigslist or something.
Craigslist. Good Lord. We got 3 more days left of early goose season,
Oof.
and small game opens tomorrow.
Why do you hunt goose? To eat them?
Yeah.
Are they delicious?
No.
So why do you eat them?
It's hard to like.
Because you don't mount goose, put them on your wall.
Well, you can only if they're banded, probably.
Oh, okay.
Then you might. Yeah, you can eat the breasts or the thighs typically.
Like a typical turkey, but is the meat as good? Like it looks like all they do is eat trash in the area.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste.
It's
probably the
gamey, eh?
most. It's probably the
Gamey?
most gamey
Okay.
animal that you could eat, in my opinion.
Bird wise or just
haven't-
in general?
in general.
That's a
probably, yeah.
statement.
I mean, I haven't had bear, but I would imagine depending on what the bear eats. Like if you're eating a bear
It's like
that's like
anything
eating
else,
stuff
yeah.
eating stuff out of a garbage bins.
Or like a berry patch.
Yeah, but then the bear will taste the flavor of the meat will taste like a lot better.
Yeah.
And that goes. I believe that a little bit because on the show Meat Eater, they say everything is great on that show. Pretty much, there's nothing like it depends on how you cook it or do this or do that. You'll ruin it this way or whatever. And they just like somehow make everything taste good. But then you can listen to podcasts later and the host will reveal, be like, yeah, that tastes awful.
Oh,
I'd never eat it again. Type of
Jesus,
stuff.
eh?
Like they ate
That's too bad they don't actually tell you.
They ate a coyote once, and they
I don't know about
they
that.
were like, oh yeah, I would eat that again. And then on the podcast, they reveal like they never would probably.
That's dumb.
What do you mean?
Like, why don't they just tell you that straight up in the Meat Eater?
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know.
It's their MO.
Um.
So goose.
So the reason I was going there is because because you can kind of pick up when they're lying and when they're not, or at least I can, because I'm me. And I'm a freak.
Yeah.
You can pick up when they're like, oh yeah, that's good, or they're
You can
like,
tell they're not actually serious.
or they're like, oh man, this is delicious. And one of the times that's distinct in my mind is that they went to New Zealand, and I guess there's geese in New Zealand, Canada geese in New Zealand, I think, or maybe it was Alaska. That would make more sense. Anyways,
Probably.
they were no, I feel like it was New
It
Zealand.
could have been New Zealand, man. I mean,
because they stay there year round because there's no predators.
they don't even come back.
Yeah.
We're
So
just
they just
staying.
hang out. It's like flocks of geese that just stay in New Zealand. Shush you.
No more.
It's not a toy. And they hunted these geese and then ate them.
Yeah. So
And
eating them in New Zealand.
And you could tell that they were really. Anyways, I don't really remember where I was going with that. I got distracted by the dog.
Sorry.
They ate them, and it was like the best goose that he'd ever eaten.
Wow.
Which is interesting because someone like that has killed hundreds of geese.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man. Like,
And then
really?
he goes across to the other side of the world. He kills these geese, where all they're eating is like fresh grass or grain or corn or whatever. Like they're not eating anything bad.
It's all like organic.
So just like organic, like real.
Wow.
And because the geese don't fly as much, they're a lot fatter, and there's
Yeah.
more fat on them, on the skin and
That's
stuff.
crazy. Depends on the area, I guess.
So yeah,
So you got 3 more days. It's the plan. with
three
that.
more days, and I'm probably not gonna do anything. I think. Because I just have too much other stuff that I want to do. I think hunting takes up a lot of time, and you got to kind of, in my opinion, you need to like assess and plan. You have to.
both here making noises.
Well, that was a burp. Yeah, we'll cut that out.
Okay.
You have to like assess and plan. You can definitely go somewhere, cross your fingers, sit there for 4 hours on your ass, and nothing will happen. And we've done our fair share of that. You sound like a toy that I had when I was a kid,
Yeah,
where
I'm
you
gonna
squeeze
put you
it and it
upstairs
would
pretty
go.
soon for us. I'm gonna put you upstairs soon. Upstairs. Not
Like,
even
why are you looking
upstairs,
at
but
me,
upstairs.
dude?
You did it all with the mic thing, dude. He wants it now.
You
That's
want
what it is.
One of the other ones, like.
You did it with the mic thing. He's funny like that. Like he's dialed in.
I know he's been staring at me the whole time.
Literally.
But
Anyways, I'm gonna put you upstairs.
So we'll talk about early goose. It is the first or second hunting season to open of the fall. I think black bear might open already. I don't know for sure. And then up north, all the stuff's already open. Like
Bear's
moose
opened.
and bear and all that shit is already open in a couple places. So, dude, you gotta chill.
Keep going, Doyle.
So, goose opened on the 7th, September 7th. It goes all the way to the 17th. And I've been out 3 or 4 times with Ryan. And we go to this kind of similar spot, same spot we go to a lot. Or I don't hunt very much. This is going to be my first year as a waterfowler. I've done a lot of filming for them, but I haven't actually hunted a ton myself.
Okay.
Or had a lot of chances or opportunities to hunt. But yeah, in my mind, you can't just go somewhere and like cross your fingers,
Like fishing?
Yeah. Yeah, and with birds, it's, in my opinion, it's a little bit different, and they're gonna move. They're gonna move around a little bit, but not a ton. They definitely they're gonna go to their food spot, and they're gonna go to their sleeping or water spot, and they're just gonna go like back and forth until their food spot is done, and then they're gonna
simple.
and then they're gonna change it up.
Yeah.
But if there's no geese, then there's no geese, So, jeez, is that the dog?
Yeah, he's playing with his toys and his bone now.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
that's
it never
good.
ends, man.
That's good. I mean, better than my dog. He just sits on the floor and goes, "Aw." You're like, Pumbaa, want to go for a walk? "Aw."
He's in his senior years.
He is in his senior year. So, and a lot of stuff, like there's a lot of factors that go into it, like the weather and stuff, and if geese are migrating, if it's colder, it's better. If they're if there's geese already in the area, they probably already know what areas to go and what to avoid and what not to avoid. And in general, I would say that there's just not a lot of geese here right now. And on Friday, the second day of opening, Ryan and we went out, and he goes, there was like a family of 7 or 8 geese on the pond. So he waited for me to show up, and we tried to like jump scare him, sort of. So we get there, or he gets there. He's waiting for me. He's kind of like keeping an eye out, keeping his dogs under control, sort of, as much as he can.
Sorta.
And
Scout.
Yeah. And so the pond is like, it's like the size of a football field, I guess. So it's like pretty big.
Yeah.
And, the plan was for me to like kind of walk around the other side, get them to like fly up and fly kind of in the direction where he would kind of wait there to shoot them. We tried it once, and the geese like did not come in where he was standing at all.
Oh, damn.
They just like took off and went totally different direction than we thought.
Yeah,
which is
like, in the end, anything could happen.
Yeah, it's nature. You
yeah.
you can't predict. You can only you can hypotheses, but you can't know for sure what's going to happen. And then 10 minutes goes by. That same flock actually comes back around, and they fly over low enough to shoot them, in my opinion. And I was going to take a shot, but Ryan was like, don't shoot. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to shoot. If he's saying don't shoot, I'm not going to shoot.
Yeah.
He is the expert in that, situation. It's my first time really there with my own gun. So, I'm taking his words with a grain of salt. And he's like, don't shoot him. I was like, all right. And then they landed on the far side of the pond. They landed on the other side of the football field.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, dude, we totally could have shot him. He was like, yeah, maybe we should have shot. He was like, and then he was like, if you're feeling it, then next time just take a shot. And so I was like, cool.
Okay, well I didn't because you said not to.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. You learn. It was only the first day of the season.
No,
what are you gonna do? You can't just go bust in the sky.
No.
Oh, I forgot to mention that to spook the geese the first time, I fired at him, even though it was like a 150-yard shot. I fired at him just to get him to go up in the air.
Could you not shoot him in the water and get the dogs?
Not that far.
Oh, okay.
They got to be like 30, 40 meters for me.
Okay.
I'm a novice, dude.
That's fair.
I'm so novice. I don't know anything about anything. couldn't even remember how to aim the damn
Elmer
gun.
Fudd out there.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, what's the plan now? What did we do? How did we mess up last time when we spooked them, and how are we gonna fix it? So we're like, okay, we chat for a little bit. I was worried about his dogs kind of making too much noise and spooking them, but that didn't affect. And then we're talking on the phone, like put him on the phone, put it in my pocket, and then like talk through. I think radios or walkie-talkies will be good next time, but to talk your way around as I'm walking around this 400-meter track, essentially to the other side of the pond. The geese are like right in the middle, and I'm telling Ryan, I'm like, move over here, go in the middle right here, whatever. This is where I think they're going to go. They're like in the middle of the pond. I shot once intentionally in front of them. To get them to spook up and go a specific way. And then when I saw that they were going not the way that I wanted them to go, I shot to the right side of them so that they turned. So they flew up. Let's say they started flying up north, but then they started going northwest. So I shot to the west, and then so that made them turn back north to keep going north. Dude, they went directly at Ryan, straight at him.
No way.
And all I hear, because I'm so far away from him, is
yeah.
Fuck! How did
classic
I miss?
Ryan.
How did I miss, dude? What the fuck?
That's so funny.
I was like, what happened?
It was a perfect setup.
It was so perfect.
Wow.
It was so perfect that he said it was so perfect, and the geese knew how to be so perfect that they came too close. which in my mind, which my mind doesn't make any sense really, but he said because of this choke that he's using, they were too close. Like, I don't know, he's using like a full choke to shoot farther, which like in my mind, I'm like, okay, you know, I can't say this to him because I don't want to be negative, and especially in a situation where you've like messed up twice.
Yeah.
Where like you're saying that you're using a choke to be able to shoot him far. So when they flew over far, we didn't shoot him.
Yeah.
But then when
why
they
is it
come
set up
close,
to shoot him far.
that's my initial like confusion.
Doesn't make sense.
And I think we chatted about it later. And we're like, okay, maybe like we should you know, you assess the situation, you learn, you talk about things mistakes you made, which is almost all of them, I would say. And then, you know, that was the only day where it was kind of like cloudy, overcast weather. It was kind of cold, pretty windy. So the geese that were moving a lot on that day, and we probably saw like quite a few flocks coming over. I don't know if that group came back. There was another group that came in. It was about 15 of them. So we waited because all the geese landed kind of how we thought they were going to land, which was unfortunately on the other side of the pond.
Yep.
So we had a flock of about 16 or 17 come in and land. And then another flock came in and landed with that flock. And then we tried our strategy again where except like when I'm running around the pond, I'm like crouch running trying not to be seen.
Yeah.
Because they can move around and stuff.
It's a lot of running around too.
Only for that,
be seen,
only on that like day for that situation is because we like I rushed there after work. You know, we didn't have decoys at that time, so stuff like that. It was more of just like let's get out there, and less of a think about it and get out there type of a deal.
Yeah.
Because like I was at Cabela's, like I had to buy shotgun shells, and I could have easily got some decoys. And if we had decoys, we would have absolutely like shot something.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, for sure, dude. If there were geese would have like landed on the decoys so easily.
Like magnets.
Because there were so many geese that were interested and wanted to come in, and geese that landed with other geese, and geese, you know, you can tell when they're flying by if they show interest because they'll look and they'll kind of turn in around and cup their wings and kind of come down. You can tell, you know, you can tell for the most part of, you know, what the geese are thinking, you know.
That's cool.
Sometimes they'll just like totally fly by and they're just like giving you the middle finger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a big learning experience. And anyways, I'm excited for it.
Cool.
That was the first day. We made a lot of mistakes, but I think we learned a lot too. And
no
hate to Ryan. No hate to
not.
Ryan. Like he's great. And he knows his shit. But after that day, I even like posted on Instagram. I was like, I'm gonna obsess over this, and I want to learn it, and I want to fool all of the geese.
All the geese. Gonna have a freezer full of geese.
Yeah, and like start going around, like driving around the roads, and especially for that spot, kind of driving up and down the nearby fields and seeing what's there, and if there's nothing there, then you know there's probably not going to be any geese coming in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there fish in the ponds?
There's bass, largemouth bass.
I think I know where you
know
are.
the pond for sure.
I don't think I've been there yet though.
Yeah, there's no real reason to go there, to be honest.
It's like you all just catch dinks there.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. If you want to catch a lot of dinks, then for sure.
Cool, I'm down.
And it'd be hard to get a kayak in there too.
Yeah.
You can definitely drag out the canoe, and then on the Saturday, you know, we went on spending spree, fucking bought decoys, and Ryan bought like an inflatable boat, and we're out there like throwing decoys out there, and unfortunately, when we first got there, there was one goose on the pond, just swimming by itself, which is already kind of weird. But it was in a situation where Ryan was able to sneak up on it, and then he like pops up, he shot it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he got that one, which is great.
And the dogs went in and
The
got
dogs. Yeah.
Nice.
Maggie, dude, Maggie's a fucking
it.
champ.
She loves that, eh?
That's like her job, you know.
Yeah.
Scout tried. He tried his best, you know. He went out there. He went out to the goose and like hit it with his nose, and then that was it.
Really?
He kind of helped bring it back, but Maggie it's more of her thing.
Yeah.
So and then that one goose being there by itself made us kind of think that there was another person or people hunting there in the morning.
Maybe.
That maybe they wounded it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it should have went up and flown or something, you know, and it was just kind of like tucked into the reeds hanging out. So it was like
weird.
Yeah. But hey, you know, I'll take it.
Got a goose.
I'll take it.
Yep.
So the whole, to bring that whole thing full circle is that I take the meat and I make jerky out of it.
That'd be good.
Because it's like the only good thing, in my opinion, that you can really do with.
You made some already, didn't you?
I have a batch brewing right now, but I have
made some last year though.
I make all of it into goose jerky. Like
yeah, you gave me some last year. It was really good. It was like maple or something.
Yep, maple.
Yeah.
Candied or double Canadian.
That's cool.
Double Canadian.
It wasn't
jerky. Bad. I think I got the science of it down pretty decently. I kind of like made up my own deal. I don't follow anything online or whatever. It's like, okay, you know, take your basic ingredients, kind of let it sit in this marinade for a couple of days, throw it in the dehydrator in the oven for like 4 hours, 5 hours, and let it kind of jerkify, if that's the word.
Absorb the flavors and stuff.
And yeah, it's like
you've been jerkified.
It's like I make it all of my stuff sweet because, you know, I have a sweet tooth.
We know.
I have a big
no
sweet tooth,
way.
and I'm pretty sensitive to spicy things. So I make all of my stuff like as sweet as possible.
Sugar.
And it is good. But a lot of people who don't like it, I always say that you don't like it because you haven't learned to appreciate how bad goose is by itself, which can be pretty bad. Like it's just so gamey. So
I could see it.
I just like take all the game out of it, and I've even gone a step further this year because Ryan gave me the meat off of that goose, which had no fat on it. By the way,
really,
it was not a fat goose, so that means they're not eating corn and stuff yet. Basically, they're just like doing a lot of flying, I guess. I don't know.
Weird.
That's what I assume, anyways.
Makes sense. It's just like phases, like everything else.
Yeah, I'm early into the research. I'm doing quite a bit of research on it now. Just kind of like goose habitat, lifestyles. You know, what you know. There's different like ganders. There's graders. There's lessers. Like you gotta learn all this stuff. You gotta learn the community. It's like last year, man, where like I saw that deer and I was like, I'm gonna get into that deer's life. I'm gonna find where he lives. I'm gonna screw his girlfriend. I gotta do that with the geese now. I got the deer thing figured out.
The deers told the geese, man.
Hey, man, I got the deer thing figured out because we got does and bucks, and it's still September, man. We have like 3 weeks until the season opens, and we already like got deer waiting for us in their house.
It's perfect.
So, you know, I'm pretty stoked about that, man.
Spots in the freezer, man.
I'm gonna have to get a new freezer. I'm gonna have to get another freezer because mine's gonna be too small.
Big 30-footer.
that'd be sweet.
Full basement freezer. Just a meat locker.
Yeah, I just have like a chest freezer right now, but
yeah,
my at least the deer head is out of it, so that freed up some space. And
yeah, that's good.
I'm like pretty much out of deer meat anyways from last year, and that was the reason why Ryan gave me the meat from that goose, is because he's got so much meat left from last year.
He needs to get rid of it.
He just doesn't eat it, you know. And you know, in my opinion, that's disrespectful to the animal. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit up here on my high horse, but you know.
It's like those stock trouts you catch and bring home to eat, and they just get tossed into the back of the freezer if you don't eat them right away.
Oh yeah, well that happens to me though on a daily basis, anyways. Like if I don't see something, like I'm just very forgetful in terms of like food and groceries and stuff.
It's hard, yeah. So it's hard to keep track of everything sometimes.
But yeah, I should have brought. Well, I guess I shouldn't have brought trout today salmon because it would have been sitting in my car all day.
Yeah, I mean, car salmon, it could be all right. I mean, it's cool.
Car
It's cool
salmon.
out today, but
Yeah, I have a cooler in my car. I should have
you
I
always do.
I do, man.
Yeah.
Got to keep things cool.
Orion cool. Trademark.
Where was I going with that? I don't remember. Anyways, the hunting season is here. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to learn. On Saturday, we are going to do some small game action. We've spooked probably 10 to 15 grouse already just checking our cell cams. Or not cell cams, just checking our regular cameras. I've got my cell cam set up. We got to go on Saturday. We're going to move stands into our new location that I've kind of
big day.
I've figured out. So we're going to move stands, and then we're going to do a little grouse hunt, probably small, like maybe a rabbit hunt. And then
You started talking to Johnny at all about hunting?
I haven't, no.
No. Cool.
No. Every time I talk to him, he's been like, kids,
Really?
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So like if I couldn't get him like to help me with the video about that I wanted to do about you, like is he going to take a couple hours off and come fishing or come hunting? I mean, maybe.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
maybe,
fair.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't convince him to do nothing. So, how am I going to convince him to do something?
Yeah.
Can you tell me, or you're his friend? Can you tell me?
Oh, honestly, man. I mean, we haven't really done much lately either.
Do you have the answer?
No.
He's.
Just
I
keep
mean,
bugging
dude,
him.
he's got kids, man. You can never.
Just keep bugging him.
You can never.
I want to see that video, man. Dude, you
give
sent
it
me
a year,
like a
man.
snippet of it
Give
last
me a
year.
Give me a
Or
year.
like at the beginning
Or
of this
just do the
year,
co-
and it
do
was
the-
sick.
do,
And I was like, wow, I need to see more of this. Oh, yeah,
might as
you'll
well,
see it soon.
Might as well do it on about kayaks or something now.
No, don't
'Cause all
change
that-
it, man.
all that stuff
You
is
can
gonna be out-
continue it this year. By the time you're going to work on it next, it's going to be back into ice season, and we'll all
Maybe.
continue
Well, we
properly.
should get you on the kayak though too. Like I should almost just if we fish on Sunday, I should almost just film you a bunch.
Not if, but where.
Well, I want to go to Widow. I mean, I've been saying that forever, probably for like the last 3 weeks.
This is true.
But I know Ryan and Amanda want to go. I don't know where they want to fish. They might want to go to. Amanda really likes going to our usual spot.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan doesn't as much, and I don't think he cares either. And I don't know if they want. Sometimes they just don't want to fish with us. Sometimes she wants it to be just them two. So,
Yeah, I
who
know.
knows?
It's
Who
hard to
knows?
manage bigger groups, man. It's
Who
not like
knows?
we're a huge group, but it's just like everyone wants to do something, and
Mhm.
you can't just fish 3 lakes in one day. Well, I mean, you could, but it's going to be tough.
But I personally would like to go to Widow Lake just because I would like to fish it in the summertime or summer
We've
in
never fished it in the
quotations.
summer.
I fished it. I
haven't
fished it in the
personally,
summer a
but-
few times, so it's always been pretty good.
Nice. And what do you target when you go?
So largies.
Yeah,
There's a lot. You will catch quite a bit of pike, but largies for sure.
yeah. Because we were
And good
we were
largies.
targeting pike there in the winter. Right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's someone
Got
walking by with a
trick-or-treaters
dog or
or-
something. Yeah,
Oh.
the kids start early around here, man.
Hey man,
So I keep a
I
bowl
went
of
to
candy
somewhere and
with
they
me at
already
all
had
times.
like decorations up and like friggin'
Oh, I've seen pumpkins at the grocery store yesterday.
pumpkins is different. But if you got like your
I don't
decorations
know,
up
man.
already, man, it's like what
Oh
the
yeah,
heck?
no, that's
like
just,
whole lawn just fully decorated. I should
might
have
as well
taken
just
a picture,
go all
but
out
then I
and do
didn't want to.
Christmas while you're at it. It's right
I've
around
seen
the
that too,
corner.
actually, at one place. Not heavily decorated, but like a couple things here and there.
That's insane, man.
Oh well,
That's like small town Quebec. Every house you see in small town Quebec's got like Christmas lights and a Jesus cross and
well, that could just be
like a Star
you
of
know,
David and all sorts of stuff.
I think that's an age
good old
thing.
Quebec.
Oh, I think that's an age thing. Like
Could be. I
boom-
set it up 20 years
yeah.
ago and I just don't want to take it down.
Boomers are like people slightly older than boomers. Like just leave all that stuff up. I think year round and it's heavy in their Christian beliefs or whatever too.
Yeah.
I think my grandmother was kind of like that.
Yeah, no. That's what it
And,
is, man.
And millennials now, it's all about Halloween.
Really?
Oh yeah, Halloween all the time. You haven't noticed that? I feel like I've noticed that with quite a few
You're out
different
and
friends.
about more than I am. And you're in a different age bracket than I am.
What? You're like 5 years older than me.
6, bro.
Oh, geez. That's not that much of a difference.
Your friends are younger though.
I think you're still a millennial.
I am. I'm at the tail end of it.
Yeah, my friends are younger than me. I don't know. I've always, identified.
It's not a bad thing. It's just
identified as the younger people. People mistake me for younger than I am.
Younger Paul.
Quite a bit.
He's quite a younger man.
Which makes me feel good, but also it's like, oh my god, I feel like trash.
I feel like trash. I'm like, people think I'm young.
I'm like,
you're funny.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm 31. I haven't done anything with my life.
Yeah,
we all just killing myself right now.
Hey, you make a mean YouTube video.
Or you're watching like...
You take some mean photos.
Thank you. We're watching like baseball or something or watching like some news article and this person who's like 28 and they own like 3 businesses and they're millionaires or whatever. And
man, don't even get me started. It's like crypto. Should have jumped in on that when that first got going.
It's funny because I listened to a podcast like from 10 years ago and one of the guys is on it screaming about what's the first one?
Bitcoin.
Yeah. He's like screaming about Bitcoin. He's like, buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
This is like 10 years ago. Yeah. He's like, buy all the Bitcoin you can.
Now that guy owns everything.
Yeah, he's not on the podcast anymore that they do, but he's probably pretty well off.
Yeah.
I would assume.
For sure.
But yeah, maybe should have got on that. But I don't know anything about any of that investing stuff, and honestly, I probably couldn't even afford it.
No,
you need like
money
pennies
to play, man. You need money to play.
Even if it was pennies, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to begin because there were no apps to do it at that time or anything. You probably had to like log in on the stock market or
mine it yourself.
Like, ugh.
Basement full of hard drives and computers going.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know how my current computer works. So. Jeez.
Can't my do PC's a software update if your life depended on it.
My PC's been sitting in the corner of my living room for like probably 6 months now. Haven't touched it.
Sad.
I know.
Dusty ass.
Haven't
PC.
played any Dota. Haven't played any Halo.
Jeez, what's wrong with you?
I don't know, man. Halo's fun, man.
You've moved past the gaming stage.
It's just like time I would rather spend doing something else, and
unfortunately, having the time to do it to begin with.
Unfortunately, all the time is working right now, typically, or like I think back to last year where we've had this conversation before, where it's like, oh yeah, I would go fishing like 3 or 4 times a week, and Saturday and Sunday, and like 2 days on the weeknight. And now it's like I'm
barely make it out once on the weekend.
I get home at like 6 o'clock and I'm working till like 7:30, and then at that point I don't want to be working on YouTube videos because I'm like burnt out pretty much from the day.
Exactly.
And then the weekend rolls around and I'm so like I gotta stay consistent with my fitness or else I'm not going to be able to like do all the goals, complete all the goals that I wanted to complete, for this year or whatever. And then, one thing happens where it's like, oh, hunting season is here. So, kind of push a ton of my focus towards that because it's, the more work you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. And you can get real lucky, but there's more to it than just that. You have to, in my opinion, like I have a different philosophy than most people, probably because I'm not from the country. But in my opinion, you have to put those hours in to get something out of it. It's not just like, oh yeah, put out a pile of corn, sit up in a tree for 12 hours and get drunk and shoot stuff. I'm like,
that's a good impression.
Thank you. I'm like out there every weekend, walking around. I'm looking for sign, I'm following tracks, putting up cameras. Like I'm like trying to get into that animal's like fucking brain, and figure out what they're gonna do and like. Trying essentially not playing like checkers,
taking it seriously,
not playing like chess or whatever with them, but it's like,
creating the best possible scenario for you to achieve your goal.
I want to like get my percentage of goal completion as high as I could possibly get it.
Yeah, and
the only way to do that is to like learn it. Basically,
I'm the exact same way,
thing
man.
as like fishing, like. you can go like people do this. Like Amanda's dad, he'll just go fishing. He'll just have like he'll do the best out of everybody with like one rod, a Senko all day, no fish finder, and he's just like an old dude there having a good time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we got graphs, we're gonna map out the whole lake, fish here, fish here, fish here, fish here, fish here. There's gonna be fish here. It's like, oh yeah, we got structure right here, we got this here, we got a boulder 20 feet down, you got a boulder right there with a log coming off the side. Look, there's a fish on my finder right here. Where other people are just like,
it's a difference. Yeah. It's a difference.
Fish on,
it's
fish
like
on.
recreational hobby versus more fanatical about it versus super knowledgeable and just take it like it's a passion, man. So you take it seriously like that.
It is. It's a passion for me, and I think that it's refreshing for people to see maybe that I have a passion about something.
Yeah. Well, you're passionate about other things too, man.
I guess.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like if I harvest, I have to say harvest.
Okay.
If I harvest one deer, that deer is going to feed me until like June of next year.
Yeah. With the prices
Right?
of meat these days.
It's like what do you do? It's like it's stupid maybe to say that it's investment, and maybe it's also stupid to be like, oh, you just do it for fun or whatever, because it is fun and it is super rewarding. Like probably one of the most rewarding things that you can do in terms of like outdoors stuff, outdoorsmanness, is to like start harvesting.
What the hell was that? Like,
Excuse me. Start harvesting your own food.
yeah, that's neat. It's like growing
And
a garden.
that's why I got my gun license, and now I want to start shooting other animals and start waterfowling and stuff, man. And I got a cookbook so I can learn how to cook these game meats in a specific way, except for goose, because I already have the most perfect jerky.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will go to Cabela's and probably try like one of those
Coatings or something.
spicy, like
Yeah.
dip it in salt
Have you
for
tried
10 hours and rinse
using
it off and then put it in here and then do this.
Catch and cook with any of the meat?
No.
It'd be interesting.
For jerky, I don't know. It's more of like a coating, right? It's for like
Yeah,
deep
it
frying
wouldn't be
stuff.
for jerky. It'd be more for cooking. in
I've
a
used it
different
for
way.
like fish.
Yeah,
once.
it's good with fish, man. Oof.
I mean, I'm indifferent.
Yeah,
It all like tastes the same really to me.
Yeah, fair enough.
And maybe at the time I used it, I just wasn't good at cooking stuff because I'm,
Maybe.
I've definitely gotten better the more I've lived kind of by myself and not with my mommy.
You're kind of forced to cook.
You have like learned some stuff. I mean, I live with my sister, but she makes her own food. I make my own stuff.
Yeah, it's not
Usually,
like she makes you food.
no. Where was I going with that? Well, yeah. So, I'm starting to get into that more of like, okay, I used to never eat fish. Now I keep. If I catch a walleye and he's like dying, I'll keep it. If I catch a largemouth and it's gut hooked, then
Yeah,
might as well keep
do
that
what you
fish.
can
Like,
with it.
if a fish is already a goner, you might as well do something with it. Or if it's a walleye and you're catching like 27 walleyes and they're all 19 inches, you might as well keep one, keep two.
Yeah, I mainly keep mine in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on the St. Lawrence, you can go with guides and you'll catch like 20 walleye and there's no size limit and each person can keep 5 and
Yeah, it's nuts.
it's
Different numbers.
Yeah. So anyways, I'm just getting into that habit more of like growing up. I guess that's what it is.
Well,
habit of growing up.
Yeah, I mean, it's just looking at things in a different way, man. I mean, you're able to take your passion, you're able to feed yourself with it.
Like
which
my
in the end
my
affects
passion,
your
like I'm
wallet.
super passionate about like nature,
Yeah, and again, you're outside, whether you're on the water or you're in the forest or whatever,
Mhm.
you're still outside.
Yeah, and I will fight a vegan any day about that,
Oh man,
about passion
get
and
me
nature, and
started.
like
I
I'm
see
like,
these videos online of you're gonna put the fish back, it can't breathe, like all that, like fish feel pain bullshit. Like,
oh yeah, I've had
fuck
someone
outta
say that
here.
to me. I was fishing the canal with Mitch. Haven't fished with him for a long time, but we were fishing on the canal and just catching like
Perfect
sunfish.
place.
And
Perfect
people are
spot
like
for that.
running by or biking by, and they're like, "You're a monster. That
Yeah.
fish is out
Come
of
here
the
so I
water."
can throw a fucking stick in your bike spokes.
There's no there's no winning
Oh, I know.
against someone like that.
And everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. There's certain things that just piss me off, man.
If you're a
That's one of
vegan
them.
for like the health benefits, and man, more power to you. But if you are taking some moral high ground, then go fuck yourself. Because you don't know what you're talking. You literally don't know
Pretty
what you're
much.
talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
Pretty
And you've like
much.
hopped on this bandwagon.
Yeah.
You've probably never been in the woods for more than 20 minutes on some greenbelt walk where you're feeding a squirrel at Mud Lake.
Yeah.
It's feeding this squirrel a giant peanut, and it like tries to bite your finger off, and you're like, "Oh,
Never
no.
again.
Animals!
My vendetta
Oh my
against
god!"
animals starts now.
It's just, oh, this makes me so angry. I'm like, bro, you do not believe the stuff I've seen, dude. I've seen coyotes on the fucking daily now.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Well, you should try cooking them up, man.
It's true though. It's true. There's a coyotes behind my
coyote
house now,
jerky.
man. I could go for a walk with the dog. I can't even wear headphones because there's coyotes now. They just like come up on the path. They walk straight
Yeah.
up to you. They're like 10 feet away from you, and I'm standing there with the
not
dog,
good.
and I'm like, this is what I do with every wild animal. I go, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but
I was like, what the fuck? Get out of here. In the way,
Get all
bro.
Italian on them all of a
Get
sudden.
the fuck out of here. And they just like turn around, then they go 10 feet, then they turn and look at you, then they go 10 more feet and they turn around and look at you again. Then, you know.
Can't believe the insult you threw at
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Staring you down. They'll never forget your face.
Yeah. But it's like, man, it's true, man. Stittsville, there's tons of coyotes.
I've heard every time I hear there's this animal on the loose, it's always in Stittsville.
Oh, really?
Like, there was a
animal on
bear
the
out
loose?
in Stittsville recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, man,
like
I
a
should
month
go
or
see
two
that.
ago. Yeah. They
That's
got it,
dangerous,
but
man. Oh, okay, well,
Yeah.
you know. You can't relocate stuff, though.
No.
Unless you go in, like, other side of the country, really.
Seen a lot of moose out here in Orleans.
Are you actually?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
No, I'm not lying, man. There was
Where?
one time we were at my buddy's place over by Ray Friel, and a moose came running down the street through his yard and tried to jump over his fence into his backyard. We had to call animal control and
What?
like all this shit. It was nuts.
When was this?
This was like a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Like a while ago,
I was
actually. It
like-
would have been over about 10 years ago.
I was like, last week or?
No, it wasn't that recent. But yeah, there's a lot of moose in Orleans, man. On the Blackburn bypass over here, like Innis, you see them there at night.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like big moose too, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty
Huh.
crazy. I've seen
Yeah,
a couple.
I wouldn't believe that.
Yeah, and it's nuts. A lot of
There's
forest
some-
around, man. A lot of
someti-
marsh.
Well,
and,
yeah.
You know?
They do like marsh. So,
Yeah.
like sometimes it's rare, I would say, to see them like wandering through, you know, like once every couple of years, in my opinion, in Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, you just typically don't find a ton of deer and moose in the same areas.
Yeah, okay.
That's, you know, only in my experience, obviously. Okay, goose hunt fails. We talked about that. Buck on camera. We talked about that. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go lifestyle? I got a hunting one. I got Ryan Messenger one that kind of relates to hunting. It's a very hunting heavy
That's cool, man.
podcast today.
Yeah, I don't have much to add
We're on
today.
46 minutes. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of talking. Hopefully, I'm doing all right.
Really. Oh, you killing it.
Let me know in the comments if you think I suck.
suck.
Yeah,
You suck, you suck, you
yeah,
suck.
I appreciate I appreciate.
I'm
the
sitting right
brutal
beside you, and I
honesty.
could just look at you and tell you suck.
Okay, thank you.
You know,
Appreciate
you don't
that.
Suck. I feel bad.
So this one was like something I saw that kind of made me chuckle and like laugh. Is that I saw a YouTube ad. I saw a YouTube ad for some car, and that one of the advertisements of the car was that it has a 33 display screen on the
33
inside.
inch?
33-inch display screen on the inside of the car.
What?
That had like a TV and I guess all the speedometer type stuff.
It's a large screen.
Yeah. And I was like, damn, dude, I remember like when TVs were
Not even that
being advertised for like 28-inch like LCDs or whatever.
big. Flat screen.
Or
When
like-
your flat screens were still like 2 feet thick.
Yeah, and of course, you know, I'm sure there's going to be some boomer someday. That'll
I
be
still
like,
use a tube TV.
yeah. I just thought that was interesting. And then the note here, it just says discuss.
Discuss.
That's what it says.
Car
but I
with
don't have any-
30-inch screen inside.
I don't have
Discuss.
anything else to say. But for the last
I've
2
never
days,
seen
my
that.
YouTube ads,
What was it? Do you know what kind of vehicle it was?
it was a car.
Probably some new like fancy electric car.
No, I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, cool. That's
I don't
good.
remember.
Good
I should have wrote
combo.
that down. I just like watched it really quick.
Hard to
and,
discuss when we don't know what it is.
Yeah, well, you know. And then for the
Whatever.
last 2 or 3 days now on YouTube, all my ads have been in French,
Oh no,
and I don't know how
Vive la France.
I don't know why that's happened or how it's happened, but
that's weird, eh?
it's like
It's probably listening to you, your phone.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. Oh, it definitely is actually.
Oh, they are.
Okay. Yeah, these last two.
Watch
one
The
is
Social
hunting,
Dilemma
one
on
is
Netflix if you don't believe us.
I don't have Netflix.
Oh, you gotta watch Social Dilemma.
No thanks.
Okay, cool.
I don't have time. You know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
you don't
busy.
got time for nothing.
I'm
I get
busy.
it. You busy guy.
If you convince
so
my sister to watch
fancy.
it, I'll catch it like in
Oh, yeah.
glimpses
Well-
as I walk through.
Well, it's not Below Deck, so I don't know if she'll watch it.
Hey man, don't be hating on Below
Hey,
Deck or the Real Housewives.
I've never
you know?
watched them. You've seen more than I have, man.
Hey man, they're hilarious.
Hey, man, don't even do me like
They're
that.
so funny. They're so funny.
Don't even do
like
me
those
like that.
those shows. Like you couldn't even write the amount of messed up shit that happens on this. Like no
This
one's
isn't real.
no writer's brain could like come up with that stuff. You know, that's how you know it's real.
Yeah.
And then when there's a lot of hunting photos, typically I would say that means that the hunting was pretty slow.
Okay. So it's
So
like,
there was a lot of photos from the Saturday and the Sunday, I would say. So I posted some already, and Ryan's probably gonna post some. Although
I saw some. They're nice.
he's editing stuff from like way back now, from
Bro,
like
that picture he
like
put,
June.
that was like bass opener.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was like
Like,
the
is
week.
he literally working on videos from June right now?
Yeah, man, he's a busy guy, dude. You know,
Bro, he's going to be putting summer videos out into like ice fishing season.
I think that doesn't matter as much for him because he probably has a lot more of an international audience, and if there's a lot of stuff in the States that all they do is fish for bass, so I think he'll, in terms
Ryan,
of like
show us your analytics.
views and
I
stuff like
demand
that,
seeing your analytics.
I'm sure it'd be good. And I know he's got a lot of local people who support the channel, but
My main
I'm sure it would
audience
still
is the
be-
United States.
mine is too.
It's weird.
Yeah, all 60 of them,
Yeah.
60 to 100.
When's the next EOA video dropping?
Good question. That's a very good question. We'll have to touch base on that next time.
Okay, in another 2 weeks,
Oh,
folks.
jeez. Whenever I get
Too
the
busy making these crazy little TikTok edits for everybody. They were sick.
listen, sometimes priorities are.
You should post them as shorts, man.
I should. Some of them have music that's copyright though.
Oh.
Yeah, and I don't know how they would do on the shorts front. That's why I post them on like TikTok.
No one ever knows how anything's gonna do on the shorts front, man.
Exactly. So TikTok.
I've had shorts I thought that would kill it that didn't, and then shorts I didn't even think about killed it.
I have
doesn't make sense.
been reading up on shorts though, but
It's all about the view duration.
people like
70%
of like
or
what to
more.
post if you're faced or if you're not talking like right at the beginning.
Oh yeah, it's
people
all about
are-
keeping people's attention.
People are
man.
less likely to watch it.
Yeah.
So
That and like words popping up, like what you did with Migsig's recent edit there, where you had the talking but like the subtitles.
Yeah.
That's huge too.
you think that's good? Okay.
Well, yeah,
I got an
people,
app
like,
that makes
sucked in and
subtitles, so
Do you really?
yeah.
Oh, that's
It's free.
sick.
I have to correct some stuff sometimes, so that's how
That's
I've
still
done all
pretty
the
cool.
ones for
You can do that in Premiere Pro too.
like automatically?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
You can auto. Yeah, I haven't played with it, but
Too
it's
late.
one of the new AI updates or
you got to
whatever.
put stuff on your phone anyway, so
Yeah,
might as well just get it all done.
that's cool.
Yeah, it was like, people want to see your face or hear you talking like for the first couple seconds, they want to hear or see or tell a story or whatever.
But it's gonna
like
be different
those
for
those,
every
those music montages. So the funny thing is, like, even though they're super cool and exciting and stuff, is that they get like less than half the views that the other stuff gets, like the goofy stuff gets.
Yeah.
Which sucks
Searchable
for me because it's
content's
like
good
way
too. Like how to tie this certain rig. Like those videos do really well.
it's like way more I mean, searchable, yeah, but I'm just talking from like a TikTok front, like I think, or an Instagram. I thought that punchy, like really good looking visual stuff would get more attention than, you know, that reel of Migsig. He like casts out, he gets stuck on a rock, and we're all just like, ha ha ha. You know, all the it's like the bloopers or the outtakes of like the day of fishing that I did with those guys, Scotty and Migsig. Happy birthday, Migsig. His birthday was last week.
Nice. A little late, but that's cool.
Yeah, well,
we would have been live if we would have actually recorded last week's podcast. So.
Well, last week is this week. It was the best podcast you never heard.
That's the new name of the podcast.
The best podcast you never heard. Yeah, I like it.
The lost episodes.
But on TikTok, that's getting like 10 to 20 views a day, like consistently.
Yeah.
Versus the other edits where it's just like a montage that, it looks really cool. And in my opinion, it's friggin' awesome.
It is.
But those, like, they get like 400 views and then it's dead. Nothing.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I've only had a couple shorts that like are still going. Like the views, it's like this when you look. Most of them are like that, though. They'll go up and then they'll plateau and they'll stop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's fine. You can only, expect so much. So I'm
learn as you go what works and what doesn't work, right?
I tried to film a jerky one, so I have to finish filming.
Oh, that'll be cool.
I'll have to finish filming
do a
it
jerky recipe one, man.
Or
I would kill it because that's searchable.
Well, I tried to make like a pro or professional-ish type of video when I lived at my mom's about the jerky, and it like flopped hard. So
whatever.
That's not on there anymore. It had like 9 views after like months.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, I don't know.
Maybe it just wasn't executed properly with the title or the thumbnail.
Probably not. But I'm making like a short. I think I'm going to do a lot more of the whole shorts, reels, TikToks type of deal, and like throw in my own music. And then at the beginning, I'll just like, I'll put my face up there just to, get people looking at me at something pretty for a second. So just making sure. I'm looking down at this every like 5 minutes now, making sure it's recording. We're recording, dude. I swear. 56 minutes, 41 seconds, 42, 43, 44. So I'll be like, this is how I make. Oh no, fuck! I don't even know. I'll be like, this is the best jerky that I've ever had, or something like that. Trying to
say as much as possible in less than like 6 seconds.
And
here's
then it
recipe
goes
for
to
the best jerky you'll ever have in your life. Let's go.
And then the rest of it is just supposed to be what's that like audio like? Fuck! I'm like brain farting all over the place.
You're talking about like sound design?
Yeah. Just like the raw audio and nothing else on it.
ASMR?
Yeah. ASMR, the rest of it.
Really? Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do it.
So
do it.
Say what I'm doing and then just like show the whole process of doing it. So I'm up until the marinade now. I'm leaving it in the marinade in the fridge for like 2 days probably.
That's sick.
Then I'll just throw it in the dehumidifier, probably throw it on low for like 8 hours. Throw it on low for 8 hours, make the whole fucking house smell like maple, and then call it a day.
Man, he's gonna love that pupskis.
What?
He's gonna love the smell.
Oh, the dog, Pumbaa? Yeah. Nah, he's indifferent. I think. Me too.
Okay.
Well, I don't. I think he's got his sense of smell is definitely weakened, as has mine. Like owner, like dog, as they say.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's something that'll go up, and then probably 2 of the Mig-Sig ones I'll put up on YouTube. Then the real memories fishing needs to get done soon. I just got to do on camera. Although I'm torn on if I should make it about my trip or if I should try to make it about the guide. Because Ryan's is going to be about the trip.
Yeah.
If I do mine kind of more focused on the guide experience on Jalen, I think it'd be a more like, interesting dynamic. I don't have to say as much on camera, and it'd just be more about like having like a good time,
Yeah, that's cool.
that's
Can go other
you
way.
know, my thought process for that. And we had like a 10-minute interview with them, and we did a little bit of an interview with like another couple who was there. And then if I just say some nice things about Jalen, and then get Ryan to say some nice things about Jalen on camera, and then
We got ourselves a video.
and then I can just like throw all that sick B-roll, because that's pretty much all I have. It's just like B-roll, B-roll, B-roll.
Yeah.
I did ask him quite a few questions while I don't think the camera was mic'd up, but every time he was doing something, I'm like, tell me what you're doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? What is this? What's that? What's this?
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's cool.
That's
Learning.
kind of, yeah, I'll figure out what to do with that. I'm still going through the footage, and that's how my reels are like coming out, is that I'm just going through the footage. I'm like, oh yeah, I got, like, you get like, listen, go through all the footage, you like get an idea, and
Yep.
take all the best shots, and you're like, yeah, this is dope. And I specifically filmed everything as cinematically as I could, or not in a vertical sense, though, in a
16:9.
16:9 sense. So should be interesting. The make sig stuff is I send him 5 reels, and he'll post them at his leisure.
His leisure.
And yeah, that's it. Hunting's coming up, and you know, maybe I'll get last year's hunting video done. I do have a reel that I can put out that I made of last year's hunting. That's, in my opinion, is hilarious. I like all that like
Which
kind
one
of
is
like
it?
elevator like do 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 do
Yeah.
type music, where it's like, here is everything that fucked up, and it's just like I sent it to you guys before, but
I think I know which one it is.
I've changed a little bit of it. It's like a minute of me going, yeah, like, what am I doing? What is this? Why should I do this? What is that?
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I'm like talking to, because I have Puma with me some of the times I would do my scouting with my bow, and I'm like, and I'll talk to him, because that's dog owner thing.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him, I'm like looking at him like, what do I do here? You know, what do you think I should do? And he's just sitting there wagging his tail. And
That's awesome.
I'll show you when we're done. Actually, I have it on my phone, but I'm debating on putting that out or not, because I look like a stupid idiot with my long hair and mustache. But it's fitting for the time.
Who cares, man?
It's fitting for the time.
Put it all out. I want to see all of it.
Yeah, and then hopefully you can bag a deer early in October, get some hunting done. Then we switch over to muskie fishing. Eventually, I'm gonna hit the jock. Oh, I'm gonna hit the river. I'm gonna hit a river.
Just cut it. Just cut it.
And the Madawaska's got good muskie fishing, and maybe I'll just learn how to dress a little bit warmer.
Yeah.
I'm going on the duck opener with Teddy and the TCG crew. I'm cast and crew. I'm just going to be doing a lot of filming and photos for them. I don't think I'll be in the video, and maybe I will. I don't know. So yeah.
That'll be cool.
And I've talked to Teddy already about, he's super pumped, and
Yeah, for sure.
they're doing a hunt with Danny, a goose hunt that unfortunately I can't go on. It's on the same day as my race, so I'm gonna miss that. But I'm gonna FaceTime him at like 6 o'clock in the morning, like right before the race starts, and then we'll wish him luck, be like, yeah, good luck, you do whatever, That's my plan.
Full
I don't
story.
know if he'll even answer the call, but if I'm starting to run at 6 o'clock in the morning, I know that they're gonna be ready to shoot. Probably closer to around to 7:30 or whenever the sunrise is. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like the weird thing is when you go with a guide. I'm doing all the talking here. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
When you go with a guide, like opening day with a guide with Teddy, we're gonna have like 30 dead ducks in less than 10 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I don't really want to stop and hunt, because I have a limited time to capture as much cool footage as I can.
Yeah.
That's like,
I never thought about it that way. That's crazy.
That's like the mental part for me, where it's like, how am I going to approach this from a filming standpoint? And I'm not going to be like, yo guys, hold on, don't shoot this next flock.
Exactly, yeah.
Don't shoot these next ducks that come in.
Hold on.
I got to do this. I'm not ready for this.
No,
it's
you
like,
gotta be ready,
you got to
man.
go. You got to be ready. You got to be ready for ducks to get harvested.
Yeah.
And there is no take two. There's only take one.
That's it. And it's only opener once.
Yeah.
Everyone there is serious about it.
We are gonna go on the Saturday and the Sunday, but it's like I want to get like the coolest footage I can and everything. So why would I not? Why if I if there's a limit, if there's 5 of us, that's 30 ducks, right? If I don't shoot any and they just shoot 6 more on my behalf, like it doesn't really matter as long as we've divvied it up and I'm I'm taking my share. Like the limit is the total number. Yeah. There is no like you shot this or who shot that. You know, when you're watching other YouTube channels like Andrew Flair and stuff, when they go hunting, they're like, oh, you're on the gun now and I'll hold the camera. That's not how it goes. It's kind of a group effort in this sense of
awesome.
It. But yeah, like I'm going to have less than 10 minutes to try and catch the important stuff, which is like ducks dying. I know it sounds horrible. But like, that's the stuff people are going to see. That's the stuff people want to see.
Yeah.
That's the stuff Teddy, the guide, that's the stuff he wants on camera,
And they're the client.
Ducks getting shot. Like, they're the client, TCG's the client, and I don't know what I am. I was going to say I'm the client, but I'm like
you're the visionary.
The visionary, yeah. Cast and crew director.
Everybody.
Whatever. So, I'm excited for something like that, especially because I went with them last year or 2 years ago, and I didn't do such a good job.
Yeah.
But it was a learning experience, man, because ducks are way faster than everything else.
Yeah, they're fast for sure.
Way faster. So I already know, like,
you'll be ready.
I probably can't use the 270 to 200 lens just because I know I'm not going to be fast enough for it.
Yeah.
Even though I would love to get like slow motion shots of like specific stuff dying, and then with the goose one that I filmed with Teddy and them last year was a lot easier. Geese are a little bit slower. We had like 11 people there, so we had like a 45 duck.
Was sick.
We had like a 45 goose limit or something.
But that footage was sick. I remember.
But like I had a lot more time, even though like with that one it probably took us half an hour to get the limit.
It's nothing.
A whole half hour. Yeah, we finished
for like 8 hours.
We finished like cleaning up all the birds and stuff, like, and taking in all the decoys, and we're like, oh, it's 9:00.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, I mean, in those sense of it, it's like worth getting up at 3:00 because, a goose breast is the same size as a chicken breast. I don't know what the nutritional value is of any of that stuff.
Just as good, man.
But
Mad's protein.
But and then you're taking home. I can't do the math. I'm trying to do the math and I can't. I'll just say like 14 goose breasts each, like per person, because that's a lot of food, and
it's like months worth of food.
It all turns into jerky.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's a good way to eat it and have like a snack, make a snack out of it.
Well, yeah, because it's so high protein, man.
Yeah,
like so good for you.
Just jerky and keep it nice and sweet and candied. I think I do want to try one of those other like sets from Cabela's that you can get that are hickory flavored.
Yeah, mix it up a bit.
Whatever.
Give them a shot.
You have to follow this directions like very specifically though, or else you screw it up and ruin a whole
everything.
You ruin a whole goose breast. But because I've done that once in the past, and I like left it, you leave it like in the salt for 4 hours, and I left it in there for like 6 hours, and it ruined the whole thing. So it just tasted like salt, and then I tried to like rehydrate it and then get the salt.
Reset.
There was like no way to get the salt
done.
out of it. It was done, but. But I pulled the slicer out. I got some goose slices on there, and so we get
big
stuff going
things on the horizon.
Yeah, I've been talking for an hour, so an hour 8. We got 20 seconds of prequel intro there, the testing intro to make sure that this doesn't screw up. So I don't want to go too long. I do have one more thing on my list, but we can leave it for next time because that's never going to change. Trust me. It like made me angry. Yeah. So I'll check the we got doe tags and we got buck tags, and we're gonna be shooting stuff, and there's gonna be less fishing, but
Not on my end.
yeah. So Tyler will fill us
Tyler
in.
don't hunt.
Tyler just eats.
Fish until the bitter end.
No hunt, just eat. Tyler will keep us updated on the fishing.
Keep you abreast
he'll get
of the fishing. Get it?
And I'll keep us up on the hunting, because mine is more like I'm on the big game thing. The waterfowling is going to be new to me, and the small game is pretty new to me. I mean, I'm not a pro at small game, but I got a rabbit, I got a grouse, I got a rabbit.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
I got a rabbit foot. You want one? I have 3.
Oh yeah,
I don't have 4 because my arrow went through one of them, so they kind of got mangled. So
Jesus.
I only have 3.
Turn them into keychains, bro.
It is, dude.
Perfect.
I I got a thing on it and everything.
Oh Jesus, so old school.
What do you mean?
I love it.
It's cool, man, and they're so soft. Honestly, I didn't know there was an inch of hair under a rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's why they're so quiet.
Soft, man.
That's why they're so friggin' quiet.
Stepping on
the front paw is kind of creepy though. It's kind of like a miniature, anyways. But yeah, that's cool. So that's the stuff that we got coming up.
Hunting and fishing.
Hunting opens.
Worlds collide.
Hunting opens tomorrow. So we got, and then we got races in my race on the 14th, where I'll be dead for 2 days probably. And then, yeah, so I don't know what I'm looking at here. I wanted to see what was open just to make sure. Just don't want to screw up. Deer, October 1st. Bear is open now. Coyote is open all year, or wolf, whatever, all that stuff. Fuck them. Canada geese is open until the 17th. So that's 3 days from now. Then it opens again on the 23rd, as well as ducks. Limit of 5. So the early goose season limit is 10. Limit of 5 on the regular. And then it looks like we got a February season. I didn't know that. That's kind of nice. Limit of 10, February 24th to March. So there's a late goose season. I didn't know that. Limit of 10. Sounds good to me. What are we looking at here? Snow goose is on there. Coots, I don't even know what that is. Cottontail rabbit opens on the 15th. Ducks are open on the 23rd. Hare, fox, squirrel, guineas, squirrel, partridge, doves are open already. Yeah, all that small game stuff opens on the
Saturday
15th. Tomorrow, Friday. All these grouse. Skunk is open all year apparently.
What the hell?
I ain't
Who's
going for that.
Skunk, man?
Although I do know that I saw this guy on a Joe Rogan podcast who said that porcupine is really good, and I could have shot one last year, but I was like, maybe not. And I could have shot 15 rabbits last year too. I just decided against it because I was deer hunting at the time, and I was like, I don't want to shoot anything and spook any deer, and I should have just shot him.
Eyes on the prize, man.
Yeah, we're over an hour 10, and I don't want to be going on for too long because, the world doesn't need more of me talking. So we'll pick this up next week. What can we expect from you, Tyler, in 2 weeks?
Some big old fishing updates.
That's it?
And more of a conversation around fall fishing.
Fishing, fall fishing.
Fall fishing tips.
Yeah, if there's topics.
Maybe if there's tips.
There's no real topics for this. It's kind of stuff that we're interested in.
Fall
so
fishing.
Right now it's
discuss.
Me, it's hunting. So.
Car with 30-inch screen. Discuss.
Yeah. So we'll write down some notes and we'll come back next week. So expect some fall fishing discussion and some hunting stories, hopefully.
Nice. Looking forward.
And possibly some jerky.
Oof.
If I haven't eaten it all already.
Oh, if it's sugar on it, you probably have.
Yeah, I probably will eat it all in 2 days.
Pretty much.
That's all right though. Thanks for listening, folks. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Or we won't see you, but, imagine that you're listening.
Sitting around a campfire with us. Bantering.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, though.
See ya.
Cheers.